Hi folks, welcome to the channel. You join me on a lovely sunny day down at my storage yard, and today is a tinkering video. Yes, it's been a while, but I've not had anything that's gone wrong before that I could show you. So today we've got three little fixes that we're going to do. The first one is the front chest inside the Caravan. The edge bandings come away right on a corner, which is really annoying and awkward. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix that. Second, we have got an issue with the sealant inside the actual cassette toilet housing, which we're going to reseal. And the third one is the one that has been driving me nuts for ages. I thought I'd fixed it, which I didn't show you on camera, and I haven't. It's reared its head again and it needs fixing, and that's that damn cutlery drawer. And hopefully I'm going to get this solved once and for all. It keeps rattling and it looks like the runners inside slipping off the housing. So I'll show you more about that in a moment. And the final thing I've got for you is a Skylight Tip. Some of you may know this one and some of you may not. So let's get on with it. So the first little fix that we're going to do is fix this annoying thing here. As you can see, it's springy, it's come away, and it's probably the heat that's done it. But it does need reattaching. Now, I've brought some stuff with me and I'm going to show you what we're going to use to repair it. And it does involve this blue tape as well. So let's have a look at what we've brought. So the items to repair the corner edge of the table, we're going to use the following. From the right, I've got some blue kitchen roll. I've also got a craft knife. I've got a piece of cardboard and I've got some blue masking tape. Next to the cardboard, we have two coffee stirrers, which I'll explain more about later. Now, the glue I've chose to actually glue this edge down with, I've gone for the epoxy clear gap filling Gorilla Glue because I find that some of the super glues these days, they work for a while and then they stop working. It pings off again and you're back to square one. So I really wanted something really strong, so that's what I've gone for. So those are the things we're going to be using, so let's get on with the fix. Okay, so the first thing I've done is I've took one of the coffee stirrers and I've actually whittled it down thin. So the edging is really wafer thin because we're going to use that to force the glue down into this gap here, like so. So I'll mix up the epoxy just off camera and we'll apply it and we'll get this sorted. Okay, so let's get back to this repair here. I put the tape on and I went away and carried on doing the other parts of the video, and it peeled off in the heat and it didn't stick very well. So I was a bit annoyed really, but I persevered. I cleaned it back off. I reapplied some fresh epoxy glue and I put this tape on. And this tape has been on now for probably about 15 to 20 minutes. I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it overnight and come back tomorrow and see if it's worked. So join me tomorrow morning. So it's been 24 hours now, so let's see if this has worked. Now I'm unpeeling this. Oh yes, that has worked. Oh, I'm very pleased with this. I'll just turn the camera around to show you now. It has really glued it in really strong. It's a good bond. It'll need a little bit of cleaning up, but I can do that at a later date. So let's have a quick look at it now it's finished. So there we go, that's the bond. Like I say, it's a little bit dirty, but I'll clean that up at a later date. But I'm quite happy with that. At least I don't have a sharp edge of trim sticking out that snag on your clothes and probably get worse as well. So here's the ever-running saga of this drawer. If you close it, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You'll close it and you have to lift it up like so in order to engage the lock in order for it to work. So I think what the problem is this runner. It actually moves inside here on the actual sled that it travels along. So I'm going to remove it and look at the actual sled itself and see if that's not loose. Obviously this section here that fits in the drawer is not. So I'll quickly unscrew it off camera and we'll get the drawer out and I'll show you what I mean. So to fix, hopefully for the final time, the drawer, What we're going to be using is a set of drill bits and with a countersink as well. We've got a drill, we've got a pencil, and we've got a multi-tool screwdriver, which we're going to use inside the unit because the bigger screwdrivers will probably get in the way. So that's what we're going to use to fix the drawer. So let's get on with that one. So I've removed the drawer now, and what I suspect it is, it's this runner here. You can see it's a bit slack and it moves on both sides. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and either tighten it up, or I might have to put fresh holes in. I'm hoping I don't have to do fresh holes because it is a pain in the backside to get into this cupboard at the best of times. So really I could just do is even I can nip them up tight and it works for me. So I'll try that now. So it was, as I suspected, these screws were loose. To be honest with you, I think I'm going to put an additional screw in here because there's actually, at the side, there actually are 3 other holes there. And I'm going to get myself one of my own screws and I'm going to screw it into there. I might have to pilot it with a drill. But yeah, we'll give it some extra strength because I just think when it bounces down the road, that screw just comes loose and you're back to square one again. So if we put a fresh screw in, keeping the old one in, of course, it may give it a little bit more strength and support the drawer a lot more. No, it won't fit. So my drill will not fit through this gap, so I can't do a pilot hole that way. But I have a cheap little fine screwdriver, and what I've done, I've used it as a punch, and I've punched a hole in it so that I can now put this 13mm screw in. So I'll just do that now quickly, and hopefully that should nip it up even tighter, give us a better purchase when we're using the drawer. It's getting nice and tight, so hopefully that should help with the drawer runner. Yeah, that's going nowhere now. It's really solid. I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to do one on the other side off camera. Well folks, I seem to have repaired it and I'm really pleased about it. By putting them extra 2 screws in, it strengthened the runners and it's not wobbling all over the place, and now it locks perfectly. Now, confession time. A few months ago I did a video complaining about how this drawer only opens to about there, and I was showing you how to adjust it to get it to open more and everything. And a few of you, and one recently, did say to me, if you yank the drawer a little bit more, it will open. It just might be stiff. And I have to be honest, I didn't disbelieve them, but I was that bothered that I might damage it, I didn't do it. But when I've been doing this repair and I've been tightening up the sliders for the runners, I thought I'd have a go at it, and lo and behold, guess what happened? Yes, it opened up fully. So I've learned something today. Now, it was very stiff. As you can see now, it opens up very easily and it closes very easily. But prior to that, it was really stiff. So I've had to grease up the runners in order to make it flow better. And now it works perfectly and I'm absolutely thrilled with that. So whoever has ever said that to me and I've not listened to you, I apologise and thank you very much for the tip. Every day is a school day. Now the next job is inside the cassette housing. As you can see here, there's actually silicone seal and a lot of it has come away. You can see that it's peeling off now and it's left a hole down here, big gap. We need to repair that because if water comes in through this edging and runs down into here, it's going to run straight onto your floor and it's going to rot your floor. Likewise, if you get water spilled on the inside, it's going to come down here, into here, and again, it's going to start rotting your floor. So we need to seal that back up. But first, I want to take all the old silicone off first so we can do a proper job. Now, in order to effect the repair on the cassette toilet housing, I've got the following here. I've got myself a silicone gun, I've got some Sikaflex 522, and below that I've also got 2 types of sealant remover, and I'm going to try with each one to see which one works better. On the right hand side we've also got a plastic razor blade system, so we can use that to scrape the old off. And to neaten the edges up, I've got myself some masking tape as well. So let's get on with this little job. So I've decided I'm going to use this silicone remover. The reason being is it actually has a brush in the top, and I have used it before. The only problem with this one, it does take quite a while to actually work. So we'll try our best with it, see if we can get it to remove it. Now it does go up slightly on the edges, so make sure you cover it all so that it softens it up. So we'll leave that for a while now, and we'll come back to it after 10 minutes. So we've left it for a good 10-15 minutes, and I've been prodding. I actually resorted to using my craft knife. The plastic razor blade's okay, but it wouldn't quite get in the gaps that I wanted it to. So I used my craft knife. But now I'm going to clean that all out now, get it all nice and clean, and remove all the excess residue so that we can get ready to reseal it. Now, like I say, it's very important you clean this and get it really nice and dry. All that solvent off that softened the silicone in the first place. Otherwise, your new silicone won't sit right and it'll probably peel off. So I've just run a little bit of masking tape on it, really, because I just don't want it to spread past where you can see. You know, the void that's inside there is quite deep, so we may have to do 2 passes with the silicone, because I just don't want to do one big splodge. So let's get the silicone now. Yeah, as I said, it's going to need 2 passes, so we're going to have to let this one go off a little bit while we wait for that to go off, and then we can run another pass down it. Yeah, it is quite a deep void, that. So I've run a second pass down it now. A lot more happier with it now than I was the first time. It looks a lot better. I'm glad I did actually use the tape, because if you look on this corner where I've actually smudged, that would have been everywhere. So yeah, I'm happy with it now, and it should last quite a while. Now the Skylight Tip is quite simple, really. Now if you've got domestic windows like this and you've been caravanning a few years, you probably know this actual little tip, a little secret. But if you haven't, then this is going to be something that you may learn today, and it might prevent you damaging your skylights in the wind. So here it is. First of all, you open the skylight as normal, and if you pull it back so that you can see this section here, this will actually push down like so and lock it all into position, and there's one on either side. So what you do, you locate where you want it, which is, say, on that setting, and then you push it down. Both tangs lock in, and that is going nowhere, and that will prevent it getting lifted up in the wind and damaging your skylight. Reverse is just very simple, like that. Make sure both those little tangs are upwards, and now it can close. Well folks, that's another video in the tinkering series done. I hope you've enjoyed it. Just going to get rid of these tools now and get off home before Juliet starts wondering where I've gone. I've been here all day. So I hope you can continue to support the channel and subscribe, and give us a thumbs up if you like this video or any of our other videos. Thank you very much. I hope you'll join us again real soon, but in the meantime, bye for now.